what I want to do is go over some of the backpacks that I have and then show you where I want to go with my next backpack. Right now, my main backpack is my Gregory. It's a 75-liter backpack. It's extremely comfortable, but when I purchased this, I was more of a traditional backpacker. Being a traditional backpacker, you find yourself carrying a heavier load. With this, you have some very comfortable shoulder pads. Your waist belt is extremely comfortable as well, with a very firm and comfortable back support system. This backpack though comes in at roughly 6 pounds. Sure, you can probably trim it up and shave off another ½ pound in extra straps and removing features that you don't need. But this backpack I am trying to keep the way it is, just because it is so functional, it is so comfortable. This is going to be one of those, I'm hiking with my dogs and hiking with my wife, going to be carrying a heavier load. I want to make sure that this is going to be working in perfect condition. Very, very happy with it. If I do strip it down and I go on a solo trip with it, I'm looking at a backpack right around 30 to 40 pounds, depending on the length of that trip. Either way, I'm very happy with it. This is my most recent purchased backpack, and now that I'm moving more into a lightweight backpacking option, this is going to be used less and less. And now my wife's backpack, it's a Gregory. Mine's roughly 2 years old. Hers is a little over 10 years old now. And hers, it has this lower back support that has a rubber-like material on it. What I find really comfortable about this is your backpack, once it gets onto your lower back, it'll stay there. It's not going to slide around. You don't have to have as much tension on your waist belt. Now these waist belts, a lot like the ones that I have on my backpack, except for the foam isn't quite as comfortable. Still a very comfortable pack in general. The shoulder pads are almost identical to what I have now. Her backpack has been treating her really well. It's not that large. Honestly, if I'd go out by myself, I would have no problems using her backpack and being happy with that. With it being a lighter weight, a little bit smaller, it'll fit the bill pretty good. Now, when I first started backpacking, when my wife bought that one, I didn't really know what I was looking for, and I bought a cheaper backpack. This here is a Kelty. It is a considerable amount lighter. It does have a lot of space, and with it being about 1 pound to 2 pounds lighter, it is a good option. Now, when my wife purchased her backpack, we were planning a trip to Costa Rica, and the idea was we're going to put everything on a plane, fly down there, grab it, get on a bus, and so it wasn't I'm hiking with a loaded pack for 10 miles, 20 miles a day. And so I went with a really big backpack. This is the classic 5500 from Kelty. Bought it from Shield Sports. It's comfortable, but the problem of it is when I started doing the really heavy pack loads, I found that it was becoming too much strain on my shoulders. No matter how tight that I got the waist belt, the shoulders were starting to hurt. So what I did, took a little sports tape or hockey tape, some memory foam, wrapped it around the pads, taped them all up. It's now a much more comfortable shoulder ride. The waist pad itself hasn't changed much, and that is something that's to be desired, but I don't use this backpack anymore. This is strictly, I have a friend coming with who's never backpacked before. I give him this. It's not a heavy backpack. It's going to do everything he needs. And the majority of the time when I have friends come with, they don't pack light, they don't pack very dense, and so they're going to need a bigger backpack to carry all their stuff. This is a very good backpack for them to go with. Alright, this is my most recent backpack. Although my Gregory was the newest purchase that I've made, this here was donated by JanSport through Big City Mountaineer, a nonprofit that I am doing some work for called Summit for Someone, where I'm going to be hiking Glacier National Park. This here comes in at just over 3.5 pounds. I think I can trim it up and get the weight to be a little bit lighter yet. It is a good halfway point between a ultralight backpack for me as from my Gregory. Now my ultralight backpack that I have my eye on is roughly around 1.5 pounds, and so this is going to fall right in the middle. For anything that's say 4 days or less, this is going to be the pack of choice, just because it's so much lighter and it has all the same features as my Gregory backpack. Alright, I would recommend taking a look at a backpack like a JanSport or a Kelty if you're just starting off backpacking. As I've learned, I purchased a nice Gregory backpack thinking that traditional backpacking was what I was going to do, and I was going to be carrying a heavier load, 50 pounds every trip. Well, as I become more experienced, I am learning that I want to go lighter and lighter, whether that is with higher tech equipment, whether it's down-filled sleeping bags, down-filled coats, or just simply going more minimalist. And when I get pushed that way, I'm spending less money on a lighter backpack than more money on a heavier backpack. And it's something to keep into consideration. So if you're starting off, take a look at a JanSport, and hopefully you'll be able to find your backpack that suits you. It never hurts to try a friend's or go to the store, try a couple on, ask for their recommendations. Majority of the staff that work at your outfitters are going to give you honest answers of what you should be doing, where you want to go with your backpacking. If you explain your situation, they'll make sure they steer you in the right direction. So make sure you ask. And if you have any questions for me on what I would recommend, feel free to drop me a message and I'll get back to you. Alright, a couple of the other backpacks that I carry from time to time. This is just a simple water bladder backpack. I normally can carry about 1 day's worth of food, if that. And so if I'm going for a long day hike, I might bring my water filter in here. I might bring one meal, some trail mix, Cliff bars, and that's all this is going to carry. But if I'm just doing a day hike along the river and planning on spending the night in my own bed, this is a good option to have. Normally comes in at about 1 pound. Once it's fully loaded, it's going to be around 5 pounds worth of food and water, and I can go miles with this. It's a great thing. When I first started backpacking, I actually strapped that to the outside of my pack. So you're taking a 6 pound backpack, adding another pound to carry more stuff. Boy, did I have it wrong. Hopefully when you guys all get started, or as you learn through your experience with backpacking, you can try to avoid some of those mistakes, or try to find a solution for it, whether it's having a smaller backpack, smaller equipment. It's definitely going to help you. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm going to put a link down below for Big City Mountaineers, linked to my group called Boots and Backpacks. If you're feeling generous, please send us a donation. It's always appreciated. Or if you are looking to do your own hike for somebody, you'll be able to find more information there.